Hey guys, how you doing today? It's me, Kelly. So this is just a quick video. Um, I love grunge and I love dark and I love all those kind of things. Is it because maybe, I don't know, I am, grew up with Nirvana, not grew up, I mean, I was older when Nirvana and all them come out. I don't know. I've always loved that grungy, dark looking kind of things. So, as you can see, I have this newsprint on here, and this is actually different pieces. This is from a book and music sheets and whatever, and I just glued them on. This was a black background, but I like it grungier looking. I like it to be, I use black or a very dark brown. So I sat and drew this, and I want to put her on here, and I want to give her horns and that kind of thing. And I cut her legs off that I drew. I'll probably put this up as a like speed through with music or something I drew. I just turned it on while I was drawing, playing around, but I think I'm going to show you how I do this. So I'm going to grab, I could do black or I could even do white if I want, but I think today what I'm going to do is some berry wine. And you can see it's like a dark maroon color. And what I like to do is get a big brush ready, whatever brush you have, and I'm going to wet it. I'll just set that bad boy there, and I'm going to kind of just do like this is all I do, which I know, very basic, right? Like, oh girl, you're so basic. I am. But it's stuff that I love. And then I'm going to take my wet brush, but you want the water. And the reason you want the water is because you don't want it so concentrated. I still want that background to come through. Girl, did you put so much on there? Yes, I did. So I'm going to have to, I'll show you what I do when I do things like this. And I'm just going to leave it on there for a second. Now, if you have your art journal, which I did, I don't know what I did with it. Who knows what I did with it. Anyway, you would just take this and you don't know what the heck I did with it. That's because my name's Kelly and I'm a mess. Let me see if I can. Here's my one. Here's my one. Anyway, because I hate wasted. And this gives me like this is almost like you're gessoing a page, right? You're putting down your layer. Now this doesn't have tooth like gesso would. But because I do mixed media most of the time, I don't care. So I'll just go in a little bit more. Now, depending on how this comes out, I might want it a little bit darker. So if I want it a little bit darker, what I will do is take a little bit of black. It's just a little bit. Well, I'll show you what this looks like first before. So I'm going to put that in there for now. I have I've been drawing on printer paper, which I love to do. I've told you that, guys. I've told you that for years, guys. What the heck? So just put that under there for now. And I will lay this down. Lay it down. Okay. And then I'll pull it up. And look at me. I'm already making a print. Say what? Yes. Can you believe it? I sure can. There you go. Okay. So I look at it and I'm like, oh, do I like that? I kind of am digging it. I don't know if I want black. If I wanted this to be darker, which I'm actually going to spray it one more time and do a lift one more time before it dries. If I wanted it darker, I could put a little bit of this black in there. Oh, you can't see nothing. What is going on with this light? And then kind of swirl it around as well. There we go. And it will make it black, a little bit darker. But I think I'm going to dig this one. So I'm going to take another piece of printer paper. And you can go to Walmart and buy a thing of the printer paper. I don't know what they're called. Skein? No, that's yarn. I got yarn on the brain because I've been crocheting and knitting. Because fall's coming. You wouldn't know it here. It's like 98% humidity and a million degrees, but it's a coming. There we go. And look at me. I got 2 beautiful prints. Look at that already started. I mean, come on. Jelly print. What? This. So I was going to say who, but I don't think it would have been as funny. So I'm just going to leave that there for now. But you can see, look at that. Look how pretty. And it goes in and out. So I'm not going to put the black. And I like this. I like how it's puddling here. I like this. So what I'm going to do is take my heat gun, use your hair dryer, or just leave it dry for a few minutes. Acrylic paint is so wonderful because it dries so fast. And I'm going to give this a quick dry. Now, I get asked so many questions about the heat gun and all. I do have a video that I have to do answering questions, and I shall. But you can see I'm just moving. I'm not like holding it. Sometimes I do hold it because I like the bubble effect, but that's, you know. And do I care that the color is not going to be perfection, that it's not going to match exactly berry wine? No. Some people say that it changes the color of the acrylic paint. And if I'm doing an acrylic painting, maybe I don't want the color to be changed. But, you know, so many questions I get. And I get it. Some people do videos and, you know, they say, oh, don't do this, do that, do this, blah, blah, blah. And they may be way more educated on the subject than me. I have no idea. Nor do I care if they are or not. I did not go to art school. Can you tell? This I do because I love it. And this is obviously not a level desk. But, you know, I don't know. I don't know those things. I just know what I do. I know what I do. I know what I like. And that's what I share. And as well as everybody else on here who does videos for art and that kind of thing. I gotta take a drink of water. I'm talking so dang much. You pick little pieces from here and there. Use your, like I always say, get a hairdryer from the Goodwill. They're literally $2. Get one and use it. You know, I love my heat gun. I know I don't emboss a lot. I have all my embossing stuff down there. I would emboss more if I remembered to. But I also have a hairdryer that I used to use as well. But I love my heat gun. You know, and when it goes, I'll pull up my old hairdryer and use that. You can use the cool section on your hairdryer, of course, you know. But like I said, if you have a heat gun, use it. You know, whatever. So like, just like this, look at me go. Look at me. But again, I am not dogging anything that anybody says because, you know, it's probably true. I'm not looking for a perfect color. Do you know what I'm saying? So whatever. Okay, here we go. So I'm digging this. It is grungy, but it's not black or brown. It's berry wine. And I love it. I love the way, let me show you. I love the way. Look at that. Look at that delicious. And you see how you still see the background. Look at that. All this texture just from smushing paper down. Look at that. Look at, what is that? That's called texture. And I got a little of the black peeping through still, and I'm a very happy camper. I'm going to touch it because I don't know. I just like touching it. It feels a little damp, a little bit still, like right here. And I'm just going to hit it for a minute. 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 Say what? Hit it for a minute. Okay. Too much medication today. I'm going to take my Mod Podge mat. Now, Mod Podge paper is what I would normally use. But I know you guys, a lot of you do not have it yet. Go get it. Mod Podge paper or Mod Podge fabric is also as well, and whatever. Mod Podge paper is fantastic. You don't get the stickiness that some people get with the regular Mod Podge mat. I don't get stickiness. all the time. It is, like I said, very humid here today. So that means that even though I have my air on and the fan on and all that good stuff, it could be a little sticky and not dry. Like it, look at my lighting going. It's like, girl, look, there you go. There you go. There you go. Okay. So I'm going to open my Mod Podge mat. I am trying to get, I want to get some small Mod Podge papers to mail out paper Mod Podge stuff. We'll see. We'll see. I think I might have a little one. I don't know. Too much thinking today, Kelly. All right, so I think I want to do legs on her. Do I want her just to be floating? She is a little angel fairy, whatever she's going to end up being. But I don't know. I don't want her in the middle because I just don't. I'm not somebody who digs that. And I don't think I want to cover this. But I will tell you this. I'm going to turn this over, I think, this way. Why do I say that, I think? As I do it. I think I'm going to turn her this way. Now, unfortunately, I love this black and everything here. But I really love all this texture that happened over here. So I'm going to have to. And I'll put her here and probably her legs. I might do her. No. Do I want her straight? I kind of want her straight. Okay, I'm talking to myself. Talking to myself. Talking to myself. Going in. Mod Podge mat. Gonna hit it up on the back. And all I did was I drew her. I had charcoal sitting here and I accidentally, I thought it was my one pencil and I grabbed it and it was charcoal and I'm okay with that. And then I went over with a permanent marker that won't smudge. That Stadler that I've been using of Emily's that I got to go find the other ones that are somewhere in her stash. It's so funny because when she was into all that, doing all the painting and all, and I really wish she would again, journaling and all, because she's so good. She's such a good poetry writer too. And I love writing, and I love writing poetry and stuff. So, but I would go out and spend money on, like, you know, if I would make any money on YouTube or whatever. This was years ago when life wasn't so hard. But anyway, so I would go out and buy her the better stuff, using the coupon, of course. So she had better stuff to use than me. And now it's all sitting in her closet. Oh, I gave her a little bit of red there, so that'll be a little shadow. So now I got to go get it out of her closet, so now I can use it. Hopefully it's still good. Okay. Now I can go over a little bit with my Mod Podge mat. And it's almost like using your clear gesso. You're not going to have that tooth. If you put a little sand or baking soda, you will. But again, that's probably not like an art thing to do, like stability-wise. Who the, I'm not stable. You know what I mean? Like maybe it'll turn. I've never had anything turn except my stomach because I have really bad stomach. I got ulcers. That's a whole other thing. I got the acid reflux. It's another video. But I've never had anything turn yellow or anything to that effect of my stuff. Now, granted, some of the stuff's from the 90s, but, you know, I don't know long term. If you're going to sit down and make something, I try to use all archival stuff, right? Because I sell or do whatever. But, you know, I mean, I don't, like I said, I don't know. I don't know what the long effect is of baking soda. I always say this, play in your art journal. Have an art journal that you sit and play and experiment and that kind of thing. I have millions of videos on my channel, not millions, but probably maybe 100 videos on my channel that show you how to make texture paste with baking soda and sand and this and that and what to use at home if you can't afford. So, you know, do that in an art journal if you don't feel comfortable doing it on a canvas. You know, and then if it turns yellow or does whatever, you know, it's not that big a deal, but you're practicing and you're learning for when you take that coupon to Michael's or Joann's or AC Moore or Hobby Lobby, and you go get that good texture paste or whatever that you've been wanting. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm cheap and easy, and so that's just not how I roll for the most part. But the folk art stuff has, God, I'm so thirsty. The folk art stuff is archival as well, has great pigment, and I think works very well. Um, but I also have some golden, and I also have some Liquitex, which I really, really love, and I don't use all the time because I don't want it to go away. So, I mean, you know, it is what it is. It's do you. Do what you can afford. Enjoy your life. Don't get caught up on labels. Don't get caught up on brands. Don't get caught up on anything. And I don't just mean art, I mean anything in life. You know what they say, use your good stuff, because that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to use it before I lose it. But you never know what tomorrow brings, and believe me, I know that more than anybody. You never know what tomorrow brings. So hug those kids and those ones that you love and tell them, and use your good paint. That's the basic of what I'm gonna say. All right, let's see, I'm going on, and for what? So there, I aged my canvas. I did my thing on it. I put my Mod Podge down, and once that's dry, which this dries very quickly as well, I am going to paint her. But I really have to wait to paint her because maybe I'll add on the end of this video me drawing her. That's what I'll do. I'll just do that and I'll speed it through. So yeah, if you're interested in watching me draw her, which it's just drawing the little thing. But anyway, I'm going to let this dry like overnight so it can really dry, and then I can really go in and paint. Now, what this Mod Podge matte did was what I used my clear gesso for the last time, was it just puts a coat over this. So now I can go and paint, and if I have any pencil or charcoal or anything left underneath, it won't come through. It kind of gives you like almost like a clean slate again. So that's why I love it. And yeah, can I just show you one more time this? Look at that. Look at that background so far. And I'm going to put some stars and some cool stuff on here, but that is it. I will add it to the end of the video, but as always, please be kind to each other. You never know what battles somebody else is fighting. I'm just, like I said, I'm just kind of talking because I've been getting a lot of questions and a lot of things. And, like I said, I am not a graduated art student. I'm going to tell you right now. And it's okay if you're not. It's really okay. But I don't know all the ins and outs of everything. And I don't know, I just know I love what I love and I use what I use and it works for me. And like I said, I am all about using bits and pieces from everybody. Grab and watch. YouTube is free. All you got to do is be kind and watch people's ads, to help us out. But YouTube is free. So go watch all of the artists out there. Every single one. I watch watercolor. I watch card making. I can't make a card to save my life. I couldn't. I wouldn't win the contest. But I watch them because sometimes I learn things that I didn't know that help me in my mixed media. So, I'm all about that. And ask questions. If somebody says, oh, you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't do that, ask why, and maybe they have a really good explanation or chemical reaction or what have you. Do you know what I'm saying? So always ask questions. It doesn't mean that you're being disrespectful. It means like, hey, this interests me and I want to know the ins and outs of it. So that's all I have to say about that. I love you guys. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.